Okay, we're going to get started. Thank you, everybody, for being here. In case you are unclear, we cannot see or hear you. So if you have any questions for Angelique, please put them in the chat box. And I will let Angelique take it away with some great new trends for makeup in the spring. It'll be perfect for when we're getting together via Zoom or other virtual way for Mother's Day. Thank you, Angelique.
Hello, can you see me?
Yes.
Good. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction. All right. So hello, everyone. I know I cannot see you, but you can see me. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. And there is a way also that we can have you on the screen so I can see a technique that you're doing and then help you through that technique. But I will first and foremost introduce myself and then we'll get started. So I know most of you have already joined me in the programs at the library and I miss you guys so much. I'm so sorry that we can't be together in person, but I'm excited that we're able to do this virtually. So we are going to go through some really cool spring makeup trends. And yeah, so I'll give you a little background on myself just in case you don't know who I am. But once again, my name is Angelique Velez and I have been a makeup artist for over 15 years. I've dabbled in everything from bridal to retail, private clients, TV, film. I've done everything basically within the industry and I absolutely adore this industry. I'm also the CEO and founder of Breakups to Makeup, which is a beauty accessories brand. So yeah, and I'm born and raised in Long Island. I lived in the city for a blip and had a son and now we're back on Long Island again. So I'm here with you guys and I'm super excited to be here, like I said. So today, I'm just going to kind of jump right in, but if you have any other questions about my bio or history, just let me know. Oh, actually, they did want me to mention just most recently, I am the head of the MTV VMAs. So, and we were nominated for an award for our most recent MTV VMAs. If you guys saw that one, it was an amazing show. We lost to Saturday Night Live, but that's okay. Just to be nominated was an amazing experience. So yeah, that was one of the highlights that just happened this past year. All right, so let's get started. I'm actually going to take my glasses off, but when the questions come, I'll put them back on and I'm going to put a little headband. So if you guys do your makeup, if you have bangs growing out like me, it's a lot easier if you have a headband of some sort just to kind of pull your hair back. And honestly, on Zoom calls, they look super cute anyway. So this is a really cool accessory. I got this headband from Old Navy and they still have them. So you can totally, and it was cheap. I think it was like $3 on sale for $3. So, all right. So I have my face done, just so you guys know. So I already have full makeup on my face. I know we've already done seminars in regards to foundation and concealer already. So this is going to piggyback more on the eye area, but I will go over some techniques, or I should say trends within the rest of the facial area. So I'm wearing them right now. So for this spring, everything is very, very dewy. So if you guys see my skin right now, I have a lot of highlight going on here. I'm going to add a little bit more to my eye as well, but I love to use, this is from Marc Jacobs. It's a highlighting cream. If you have anything that kind of looks like this, where it's a little bit icy or golden, it is gorgeous for the spring. I put it all around my face basically, but in the cheekbone area, bridge of the nose, eye area, and chin. And I'm going to add a little bit more in a second, but that's first and foremost one of the trends within the face area. The second one that I wanted to go over is blush. So we are back with that 80s blush. If you guys remember that, where it's blush literally like on the entire face, I love it. I'm a huge blush person and it's back. So, so I'm excited about that. So I have on right now a MAC blush, but honestly, you guys can use any type of blush. I love, if you guys shop at Target, the brand Pixie Beauty. I'm going to be going over a lot of their products because they're budget friendly and highly pigmented. So Pixie has great blushes too. Another brand is called Real Her that has amazing blushes. So there's so many, but the key is keep it bright and keep it fun. So the brighter, the better. And if you guys can see that highlight happening right now with the blush, it's all over. So when you do your blush placement, what you want to do, it's literally 2 fingers away from your nose and then a Nike symbol going across there. And I literally took it all the way back to here. And that's kind of what the trend is now for the spring. It's a lot of blush. All right. So I'm going to go into the eye area, and then any questions you have about anything else, please let me know. But our focus today really is the eye area for numerous reasons. A lot of times we're wearing a mask now, right? So our eyes are really what people are seeing. If you're on a Zoom call or something like that, you can also brighten up your eye area to make it look larger. And in the spring and summer, a lot of it is about color. So we want to really have fun here and incorporate that within our makeup technique. All right. So I don't know if there's any questions so far before I get started within. No? Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving. All right. So first and foremost, like I said, I already have kind of a base on. So the one I have on is the Marc Jacobs base. And this is my own personal makeup I'm using, you guys. So I'm using my fingers, I'm dipping in. You guys can totally do that as well. I find with any cream-based product, using your fingers is a lot easier to apply. So when you are doing a base, you want to apply it on the lid of your eye from the lash line going up to the crease area. So this right here is your crease, kind of where you feel that bone. So you want to apply any type of base up to that point. And the reason why we use it's either called a base, it could be called a primer, eye base in some worlds too. It's going to make your makeup last longer, and it's going to show the true pigment of the color that you're using. So if you've ever had that problem before, you go and put an eyeshadow on and you're like putting it on and you're like, why is the color not coming on my eye? Try a base first, and then you'll see that the pigment will come across so much better, and it lasts longer, and it stops it from creasing. So for all of those reasons, I always use a base within my makeup. On my face too, primer-wise, I love to use a primer. But anyhow, we'll keep going. So the first color I'm actually going to use is more of a color that kind of matches my skin tone. So for me, I'm going to go right up here. If you guys see that, it's almost like a champagne color, and it has a little bit of a metallic consistency to it. You can use a matte. Matte is fine too. For me, for the spring, I'm just going to go with a little bit more of a shimmer. I love shimmers, but if you don't like shimmers, that's okay. And then I'm going to go in with a blending brush. So blending brushes, I'll do this. Blending brushes are my favorite brushes. So if you see, they're very tapered at the end. So when you go to apply the products, it actually applies less product and something that's a little bit more condensed. So it's less room for mistakes. Hint, hint. So, all right. So we're going to go right up here, and I just tap it out and literally just right on my lid, right where I put, exactly where you put that, primer or eye base is where you're going to put this color. Tap, tap. And the reason why I tap it out is because I want to kind of take away some of the product that's on the brush rather than putting everything on my face. Once again, it helps you less mistakes. I'm going to just do one more layer on there as well. And I'm going to take a little bit of that same color and sweep it nicely right beneath my brow. So I know everything's closed and we can't go to see our esthetician or get our brows done. So if you guys notice, same for me, I have hair coming out like nobody's business. So what I did earlier is I actually applied concealer underneath my brow area, so you notice it a little bit less. So that's a really good trick. If you guys have concealer, place a tiny bit of it underneath your brow bone, and then if you go over it with this color, it kind of makes it show less, especially on a Zoom call. You can barely see it, and in person it hides it as well. So it's a really good trick if you want to hide those hairs. I know it's so hard with the hairs. Okay, so all right, so that's the first color. The second color I'm going to go in with, if you guys see here, it's right in the middle. Oh, and I didn't even mention, I'm so sorry. So this is the Pixi, you guys see that? It's a Pixi neutral set. It's called Eyeshadow Palette Let's Talk Eyes. And if you guys see the colors, if you have anything like this, they're all neutral browns. So that's where I'm keeping it, all in the neutral brown family. It's so easy that way. All right, so I'm going to use the same brush. I'm infamous for using this brush over and over and over again. And I'm going to go right in the middle right here. So this is almost like a mocha color, but this is what I'll call our medium color. So the medium color you want to put just on the lid itself. And if you notice, I'm turning my brush to the side. So it's like this, it's vertically. And I'm just applying it very, very lightly. And I'll come in closer so you guys can see it. No mistakes here, guys. You can't, like, you could go all over if you want. It shouldn't make so much of a mistake. See that? And see the difference between, it's so little. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And this color is going from my lash line right below my crease area. So I'm not touching the crease. This is what I call the main color. So in the spring, we're keeping it a little bit lighter because our Papa color is going to be our focus. So that's why I say you can't really make a mistake with this color, especially with the blending brush. And then I'm gonna take a crease brush. If you guys have ever seen a crease brush before. So it looks like that with kind of like a tip on it. And it allows you to place product easier than the blending brush a bit. So because the bristles are compact, it's gonna add more pigment. So this type of brush I love to use in my lower lash line. So the trend right now is really focusing on the lower lash line rather than the upper lid, believe it or not. It's a huge trend right now. So if you guys see, I'm just putting it basically where your lower lashes are. It's like you're kind of combing through your lower lashes ever so slightly. And you can already see, I don't know if you could tell, can you guys see that difference already? And that's all I'm doing. I don't want to put any more there because that's not my focus either. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the upper lash line. So this works really, really well. If you're the type of person when you put on shadow and then you open your eyes and you're like, where did the shadow go? I just put a bunch on there. I see nothing. This trick will work really well for you if you focus the color on the lower lash line instead. So it's for people that have either very deep set eyes like myself. My eyes are very, very deep set. Hooded eyes. If you notice that your skin kind of folds over a little bit, that trick will work for all of you. And as soon as I learned that, honestly, it completely changed the way I did makeup on all of my clients, on myself.
Angelique, can you remind us what brush that is you're using again?
Oh yeah, so this is a crease brush. This one, the specific one I'm using is from MAC. I want to say it's number 209, but it's just called a crease brush. Some companies also call it a smudge brush. All right, so I'm smudging away. And now I'm gonna go back again with that blending brush. You guys are gonna see this brush over and over. I'm just gonna take what I did on the top lashes and I'm gonna blend that through. I'm gonna leave the bottom lashes alone only because the blending brush is a little bit big for the bottom lash area. So I don't really wanna go back down there again and mess up what I did. And I know a lot of questions that I get from clients is they feel like they can't do their own makeup. They always mess up. Ladies, mess up. It's the only way we're gonna learn how to do it. It's just makeup. Take a makeup wipe, baby wipe, you can wipe it right off. It is okay. It's time to have fun. We're in our homes. Let's have some fun. I hope you're doing this along with me and you have your brushes too. If you don't have a blending brush, you could use a flat brush as well. I have the flat brushes here. Do it with me. It's the only way you're going to learn. And the only way I know what I'm doing, it's 15 years of experience. So don't worry if you make a mistake. So once again, I'm just going to blend this up and blend this up. So I'm not going to lie to you ladies. This for me is where I normally stop. Like that'll be it. I put on a bunch of mascara and I head on to my clients. And that's what I do. This is like my face. This is my safe zone. And that's it with the two colors. That's all I do. I pick like a very light eggshell champagne-y color and then I mix it with a brown. It could be a mocha, it could be a purple, and I keep it with those two colors. And that's kind of like my safe zone. So I just want to stop there. If there are any questions about where we are right now, I want to take those just because like I said, this is a very easy look right here. Any questions yet?
Angelique, we have a question.
Yes.
We have Rosa on the chat and she has a daughter who is 13 years old.
Okay.
She would love to start putting some makeup. What is your recommendation?
Oh, I love it. Hi, Rosa. Thank you for joining us. So I would say, honestly, a tinted moisturizer of some sort. I know a lot of the young girls right now are very concerned with like their face, if they're breaking out or if there's inconsistency with color. A tinted moisturizer is amazing because it's literally just a moisturizer with a little bit of color. It comes in light, medium, or dark, basically, or sometimes it's like medium dark. She just has to kind of find her color range. Usually it's either lighter, it just depends on the person, depending on her skin tone. And you can just put it on with your fingers or a sponge. And I feel like that right there will change the way that she feels sometimes. Also, maybe a lip gloss and blush. Sometimes mascara too. It just depends on what you're allowing her to wear. But I feel like a lot of my clients that are a little bit younger, the tinted moisturizer changes the way that they feel about their complexion.
Angelique, another question. What about eyeliner?
Yes, so we're getting there. That's the next step. So we can get into that if there are no other questions.
I did have one question from somebody not on the, they texted me this question.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I didn't know how to say that for a second. Is that a cream or powder eyeshadow? But it's a powder, correct?
Yeah. The
Okay.
first product that I put on was cream. And then over that, I just put the powders. So rule of thumb, you guys, just, you know, if you're ever using a cream product, you want to set it in with a powder. So it's cream first, then powder after all the time, especially if you plan on doing for work, being on like Zoom calls a lot. Our faces tend to get pretty oily. So you want to set whatever you're doing with a powder of some sort. But yeah, I'm using powders. All right. Any other questions, or did Rosa have a follow-up with what I asked? No, just want to, if you do, please ask me, Rosa. I didn't even know, I don't know if that answered your question. I hope so, but let me know if you have a follow-up question, okay? All right, so we're gonna move on, you guys. Next is the eyeliner. So for me on a daily basis, honestly, I don't wear eyeliner. I'm not gonna lie to you, but on my clients, I definitely use it for numerous reasons. Eyeliner really kind of helps finish the look, if that makes sense at all. You can pop the color within your lash line where you don't even see it. And that's what I'm going to teach you guys. So the way I wear my eyeliner, or that I do it on clients, is that you don't even know the person's wearing it, but it completes the look. So I'm going to go in actually with a black liner. And this once again is from Pixi. So I love liners that you can kind of roll up and down. So yeah, I definitely use the pencil ones that you sharpen as well, but I love kohls. These are considered a kohl. The reason why I love kohls is, first of all, they're highly pigmented, so they are gonna last, and they're easier to put on than a normal pencil liner. So if you feel like you're having issues with your liner, like placement wise, or it's getting like jaggedy when you're putting it on, try a kohl. It's going to change your life. And you don't need a pencil sharpener, which is amazing. So once again, I'm going straight in with black, but I would recommend you guys use brown first. Brown is a lot easier to manipulate. If you make a mistake, you can kind of smudge it out really quick. Usually what I'll do is I'll do brown first and then black right on top of it. But in my own personal makeup stash that I bought with me, I only have the black. So we're going to go with that. And then I also have a really cool nude color, which is very in trend right now, which I'm going to go into in a second. So just out of what I always do, I'm just sanitizing. You don't have to do that, but it's just something I always do with clients. So I'm practicing it on here too. All right, great. That was alcohol and I just rubbed it off. So with the kohl, what you want to do is literally place it right in your upper lash line. So I'm going to come in close. Oh my gosh, my chair goes up and down. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay. So what I do, if you use your ring finger, it's going to have the softest touch. So you can kind of manipulate your eye that way a little bit. And I just paint right on my lashes. Can you see that? It's not perfect. It's not a perfect line. We're not doing a wing liner right now, so it's okay. That's all I do. And I'm going to go in with that same smudge brush or crease brush. And I'm going to smudge that out. And with kohl liners, I tend to work a little bit faster only because they dry quick. And if you don't have a steady hand, do it in sections like I'm doing it right now. So if you see, I started in the outer edge of my eye first, then I went in the middle, and now I'm pulling this way, and I'm gonna go right in the inner corner. And I'm gonna take my brush, I'm gonna smudge that again. So it does not have to be perfect. Do you see that? You already see a difference between the two. And the reason why I do it this way, once again, is because it kind of just finishes off the look. It makes it so pretty. It just finishes everything off. I'm gonna add a little bit more in the inner corner here. Now, if you have a steady hand, you could just kind of draw it right in. But even I don't have a steady hand. After all these years, I still have to do it that way. I almost connect the dots. When I first started, I did like, I just did little dots at one point, and then I just smudged it all the way. So you could do it that way too, whatever works, because this is almost like a paint. So it smudges right in if you work fast. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side. Let me use my ring finger. And right into the upper lash line. Smudge. Smudge. And then let me just get right over here. It's a little bit hard at this angle for me. All right. And if you guys notice also, one thing that I do, I actually have another mirror in front of me here, so I'm able to see. But if you're doing your makeup in the mirror and you wear glasses like me and you can't see what you're doing, step back a little bit and move your head up. You'll be able to kind of see exactly what you put on. And that's a really good trick for when you're applying lashes too. Don't apply them straight this way. Tilt your head back. I always tilt my head back, and you get a much better view that way. I'm just looking up at my mirror just so I can finish it. And I'm actually gonna smudge out this eye a little bit. I love the way this eye looks. I just wanna smudge this one out a little bit more. Okay. And that's just for the top lashes. And you can see that the liner, since it is a kohl, it touched on my lashes as well as my skin. So it almost just finished the eye area. Next, I'm gonna go in on the bottom lashes as well, or the bottom lash line, I should say as well. For my eye shape, I'm just gonna keep it in the outer corner. I'm not gonna go all the way around. So this all is different depending on your eye shape and what you like. So once again, I just wanna say there are no right or wrong answers within makeup. If you line your entire eye area, your eyes are gonna appear smaller. But who cares? I like to do that. Like when I'm going out, I'll line I'll go in. I line everything. The upper lash line, bottom lash line, top of the lid, bottom of the lid. And it makes my eyes appear smaller, but I love the way it looks. So it's a personal preference. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm consulting with clients, if they tell me that they don't like their eyes because they feel like they're too small, then I wouldn't do that to them. I wouldn't line everything because I know that's going to make their eyes appear smaller. So if you do have specific questions about that and your specific eye, let me know and then I can answer it for you. But a lot of this really is personal preference. But once again, rule of thumb, if you want your eyes to appear smaller, line all around, top and bottom. If you want them to appear larger, just line either one or the other or none. And if you really want them to appear big, you can use a product like this one here, which is the same kind of kohl. This one's harder to see. The same kind of kohl liner, but it's in a nude color. So this literally matches my skin tone. And I'm going to use it in a second anyway. So you'll
Angelique.
Yeah.
Angelique, we have a question here in the chat. Says, what if you don't have a smudge brush? What can you use or do?
Q-tip. You could use a Q-tip or you can use the top of a sponge. And I will get the best sponges. Give me a sec. I have them ready, ladies. I have them ready. So these sponges are going to change your life. If you've ever used a wedge sponge before, I know it's something you don't really think of, right? So they're wedged like this. I use them for everything. So you can literally use the top of the edge and smudge that way, or when you close, smudge it that way. I use this to apply my foundation. I use this to apply my concealer. I wet it and use it with my foundation to give me a glossy look. dewy look. So these are the best products. And you can find these anywhere really. I mean, at your, I'm gonna say at your local drugstore. We have to order everything online now, right? So Target has them, Alcone has them, any beauty store, Sally's, Ulta, Sephora, and they all have different brands, but I like the wedged, like a wedge. So either Q-tip or wedge you can use. Any other questions? No? All right, perfect.
Nope.
So I'm going to apply that liner, like I said, in my lower lash line, just in the corner. So once again, my goal is to just paint the lashes. Don't think about the skin. Don't think about being perfect. Just paint your lashes and the product will get there, I promise you. Once again, lower lash on the bottom. I'm literally connecting the top and the bottom. It's almost like a letter V, that way. All right, I added a little bit more on there because I really want you guys to see it. And I'm gonna take this smudge brush, close that up, and smudge that in. Once again, it's not perfect at all. And another thing you want to do too is kind of look back, like step back and see how it looks in your mirror. Like I have a mirror up here that I'm looking at, just go backwards. Sometimes when we're too close for a long period of time, it messes with our mind and our eyes and our head. So step back a little bit. All right. So that's where I'm going to put it. And that's it for me with that. The color I'm going to use in my inner line, my inner water line, is that nude color, like I said. So once again, you can use like a brown instead of black. I'm using black. I'm going really pigmented just so you guys can see it, but you don't have to. And the trend for the spring right now really is colors anyway, which I'm going to do with a shadow at the end. So if you have a colored liner, use it, use that. Blue is so in right now. I told you guys the 80s are back. So like blue, teal, electric blue, like all of those fun colors are so in. So have fun with it. And I have some that I'll show you at the end when I'm done. All right, so this is the nude color. And yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a
oh no, please.
As you get older, your eyelid doesn't look the same.
Right.
How do you make it look more open?
So this exactly what I'm doing is what you would want to do. I would just say skip putting the black on the bottom. So this color that I'm about to use, this will help you with your eye to look a little bit more open. And what's cool about this, since it's a kohl, it's water resistant, so it'll stay in your lower lash line. So this trick right here. All right, ready? Okay, so we're gonna go right, so in the waterline, so this is what's considered the waterline right in here. I know some people are scared of that. Don't be scared. This product is made to go in that eye area. So what I do, use your ring finger. Once again, it has the softest touch. Just kind of bring it down just a little bit and paint right on the actual lash line on the bottom there. Did you guys see that? I'm gonna do it one more time. So this color matches my skin tone. Another color that's really fun is white. And you could automatically see the difference there. Can you guys notice? See that? I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And the way I do it, I just look straight in the mirror and then just pull my lower lid down. And I don't even bring it all the way across. I just keep it from here to here. So it kind of complements the black that's down there. So now that I've done that, I want to tone the black down just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, oh yeah,
I'm sorry, another question. Could you tell us again what you're using right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a liner. It's called a kohl. The specific one I'm using is from Pixi. So these are the ones that you don't have to sharpen. It's the eye kohl. But this one is an off-white color. I don't think it has, does it have a name? Oh, it's just called nude, but it's an off-white color. You can also use white and that will help pop your eyes. So if you feel like your eye is starting to sag a little bit, if you have a hooded eye, if you have a deep set eye, what I'm doing right now is the best trick for you. Or if you just want to have fun with your makeup, I mean, you could totally do it too. But yeah, will help brighten everything around. So I just put it right in the inner lash line. So I'm gonna go back in, same brush. So as of now, I've only used 2 brushes so far, just so you guys are aware, okay? Now with my clients, I obviously have to use more, but on myself, 2 brushes. So with you guys, you can do the same thing. That smudge crease brush again. And I'm gonna go back with that second color that I used. If you guys remember, it was that medium, like caramel kind of color, just a little bit. Tap it out, and I'm gonna smudge right over what I did with the black. Reason being, once again, this was a cream. You wanna set the cream with a powder. Otherwise, what'll happen throughout the day, that cream is gonna keep going down and down and fall, and you're gonna have the raccoon eyes, what we call those. So we wanna prevent that. So I'm just using that same color on the bottom. You can also use like a loose, if you guys have a loose powder that you use on your face, you can also use that over the cream as well. And that helps set everything too. I like this brown because it adds a little bit of color to my look. Just a little bit. If you think about it, this is almost like a reverse, I don't want to say reverse smoky eye because it's not a smoky eye, but what I'm doing on the bottom is normally what people do on the top of their lid. But I want to teach you guys a different technique, something, if you feel that when you open your eyes, you're not seeing your work and your colors, do it this way and it'll change your life. I promise you. All right. So that's that. Okay. Any questions so far? Because next step, we're going to pop into that cool color. Nothing? All right. So we're going to go in. I'm going with teal because I'm Angelique and I love color. You don't have to go with teal. Okay. Like I said, right now for spring trends, it's really any pop of color. So, oh, my little mirror went out. You guys can still see me though, right?
Yes.
I just charged it. Oh, poo. Okay. So you can go with any color, really. Purple, you could do pinks. I'll show you one that I have that's, I don't know if you guys can see it. So like the pink, anything up here, up top is really cool right now for this spring. And just this is my own palette, so I use it a lot. But yeah, I'm going right here. I'm gonna go with that teal and we're gonna have some fun. If you wanna keep a little bit more safe, you could do a purple. Purples are so pretty. But the key is kind of step out of your comfort zone. If you use more of like the burgundies or the maroons, the coffees, step a little bit out of that for the spring. It's fun, I promise. So I'm gonna grab a different brush. So this is a slanted angled brush. You know, let me see. There we go. Okay, so this is an angled brush. Did I see that? There you go.
Yes, we see it.
So this is a brush that you normally would use for your brows, but I love to use it for my lower lash line, especially if I'm popping color in, okay? So I'm gonna use this with that teal color and we're gonna go right in. So I'm gonna start in the middle of my eye. I'm gonna blend right over that brown color and I'm gonna go in the inner corner from there. So another trick is wherever you first place your brush is gonna deposit the most amount of color. So I'll say that again. If you dip your brush and you're placing it right in the middle here, the middle area is gonna have the most amount of pigment. So that's why I do it that way. And then I bring it to the inner corner. Because if I go here first, it's way too much color. And then I scare myself off and I'm like, forget it. Never mind. Let's just take it all off, right? So I don't want to do that. And I don't want to scare you guys. So wherever you first touch is going to deposit the most color. So once again, on this side, we're going to go right in the middle. That deposits the most amount of color. And then I'm going to bring it over to my inner corner. The key with the pop of color is it's so slight. It's so, can you see that? It's so slight. So from far away, you barely even notice it. When you come close to me, that's where you see it. And that's the trend right now. So it's not about really seeing it. See your face first. They want to see your beautiful face first. And then it's like, oh, wait, you have a little pop of color there. So that's what the trend really is. I'm going to add a little tiny bit more. And if you guessed it already, I'm coming back with that smudge brush. It has nothing on it. I'm just going in to kind of blend the colors all together. And that's another key thing that I like to do with my shadow colors. I don't really like to see where colors start and stop. I like it all nicely blended, so it's blended all together. I'm keeping this vertical again. Yeah. And just for fun, I'm gonna add a little bit of that teal color to the top of my lashes as well. And this you don't have to do. This is just something I want you guys to kind of see it a little bit more, especially since my light just went off. So you can see what I'm doing here. Let me use my ring finger. Just a tiny bit in the inner corner. See that? It's ever so slight. And then I'm gonna go back in, crease. Nothing's on the crease brush, I'm just blending it all in. And I'm going to go in with that first color that I used. You guys remember it's that champagne. And this is the last step. That one, same crease brush. And I'm just gonna blend over that top area that I just did just a little bit. And once again, this is more for preference. I want my focus to be the lower lash line. So I just want to put this on top to tone it down on the top a little bit. So that way the focus really is that lower area. And that's that with the eye area. I want to stop there. If there are any questions, let me know. And then I'll finish it off with like mascara and everything. And we'll go through mascara tips and tricks. But for me, that's where I would stop. So just to go over a little bit what I did, spring trends, all about color. So we popped the color in the lower lash line going to the inner corner. And we added that nude color in the inner waterline area. And those are just two techniques that'll help kind of bring your normal makeup routine into more of a springy, summery makeup routine. Any questions before I move on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said blush was very popular now.
Yes.
Back to the 80s. Is there like a color that's not too like blush that almost anybody could wear?
Yes. So actually, you know what I have? Give me 1 second. I have a good palette here. I laugh because with clients, like if you were my client right now, I would probably pull this one out. Can you see that? It's super bright, but it's just the way that you apply it, right? So I love kind of this kind of pinkish or like a mauve look good, but for the spring trend wise, it's the pink color. So you would use that, but just do one dip of your brush. Don't like twirl it around too much. Let me see if I have a blush brush so I can show you. Because I feel like that's the mistake a lot of people make, and then they get scared and then they just take it off. But there's so many things you can do to tone down your blush. Don't get scared. So first and foremost, you want to use a brush that's a little bit smaller than you're used to using. And that's all around, ladies. So if you feel as though you're doing your makeup and it's just not working, like you feel as though too much product is going on or you have no control, look at your brushes. Try to use something a little bit smaller than you're accustomed to, or maybe that even has a smaller base on the bottom. That helps. Morphe is a great brush line, M-O-R-P-H-E, that you could find brushes at a budget-friendly price or even sets of brushes, and you can play around. So look at that first and foremost. But I feel like with blush, a lot of people tend to go for a brush that kind of looks maybe like this, and it's too big. It apply like this is the biggest brush that I have, and I usually use this for the body area or for applying just a setting powder on the face. So you want to just kind of change that. So first and foremost, it's that. I'll dip into that pink color, and I already have blush on, so but I'm gonna do more. So what you do is you want to smile and apply it right on the apple and bring it up like a Nike symbol. See that? It's like a Nike symbol. So once again, it's like 2 fingers away from your nose, right on the apple here. And if you notice, I'm barely pressing. Like, do you see that? If you press too much, it'll look like that. You don't want that. everything I do is nice and soft with a touch. And then I go just up ever so slightly. And I go from here to here. So the hairline is back here. Usually that we use more for a contour or a bronzer, a bronzing powder. So that's kind of where you want to stop. But it's literally right in here. And if you feel like you put too much on, a really cool trick is take a brush, either a plain brush that has nothing on it, or if you used a sponge or a brush for foundation, tap over it with that. And instantly the blush will look like it's coming from within your own skin rather than laying on top of it. So don't be scared. Those poppy colors, they're a lot of fun. But if that's too much for you, then go with something just a little bit less pink, maybe like the mauve range around there. But have fun with it.
Angelique, we have a question.
Yeah.
This here, what about a fan brush? A fan brush?
I love fan brushes. So I'm not going to embarrass my fan brush. Oh my gosh. So I had it on the bottom of my makeup bag and it looks like this right now. So I don't want to pull it out, but fan brushes are super great, especially for highlighting. You can use them for blush as well. I wish I had my other, you know what, whatever. We're all friends here, ladies, right? So you're not going to make fun of my little fan brush. Don't make fun. But I want to show you, just in case people don't know what a fan brush is. This poor little guy, I put it through everything. This is a fan brush. So once again, these are my own personal brushes. So if you're applying blush with the fan brush, what you want to do, smile, same thing I did before, but just use a section of it, not the whole entire fan. Because what this is mostly used for is for contouring. So you would do it in angles this way, or for bronzing, but you can use it for blush too. Just use a section instead, like that. Same placement area, but just be very soft. So you can totally use that for blush too. I love my fan brush, I'm not gonna lie. I also use it for highlight. So I'll do one side where I use it for the contour and the other side where I use it for highlight, and I just kind of go all around that way. I hope that helps. Are there any other questions? No? All right.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna move along to mascara. So after this, mascara is the way to go. And to be honest with you guys, there are days for myself where I don't even do actual eye makeup. When you saw me in the beginning, that's kind of what I do. And then I go in with mascara. I love mascara. You can never have too much mascara. I put on loads and loads and loads of mascara. So I'm gonna teach you how to do that. If you've ever attended my classes before, you already know how I feel about mascara. I'm literally obsessed with it. I don't use a waterproof mascara only because I feel like the way that I apply it within the layers, waterproof mascara tends to kind of chip away, or it has a lot of fallout, if you guys have noticed that before. So and I have a lot of clients that are obsessed with waterproof mascara, so I get it. What you want to do is use a regular mascara first in the same color that you have the waterproof. So if it's black or brown, do all the layering with the regular mascara. So I'm about to do that right now. And then the final coat will be the waterproof mascara, and that will solidify everything together. All right, so I hope that helps, because I know there are a lot of you out there that probably are obsessed with waterproof, which is great. It's just not my thing. All right, so I'm gonna go in, and also with mascara, so we'll go over this because I know mascara is huge. What you guys wanna look for when you're opening your mascara, first and foremost, don't pump it. If you pump it, air is going into your mascara, and you're gonna go through it a lot quicker. All right, so what you want to do is just roll it around in a circle. Don't pump like this. Don't do that. Roll it around in a circle. When you open it, you want to make sure that if you guys see that creaminess right there, that gooey, that's there. If that's not there, it is time to get rid of your mascara. You've had it for too long. And rule of thumb, if you're using mascara every single day like I do, every 3 months, you want to replace your mascara. Every 3 months. I know, minds are being blown right now, I know. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna go around in a circle. What I do first and foremost is I actually apply the mascara on my top lash line first. So if you guys see, it's on the top of the top lash line. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can see it. So I go and I twirl it a little bit. And this takes patience, I'm not gonna lie. But I love the end results. So you twirl, twirl, twirl. Then I'm gonna dip it again, dip around in a circle, boom. And now the bottom of the top. So this is usually where most people start. not me. If you get the mascara on your skin, it is okay. Do not freak out. We will take care of it later. I just did right there. I'm not going to touch it. We'll take care of it later. Those Q-tips I mentioned earlier are going to come in handy in a minute.
Angelique, we have a question.
Yeah.
What about a curler for eyelashes?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I did not do that. I, for myself, don't really curl my lashes, only when I'm going out or if I'm applying false lashes, then I'll curl them. Did I bring one? I don't even think I have it with me. But with the curler, what I tell my clients, if you feel as though your lashes, like let's say these are lashes here, right? If you feel like they point straight out like this and they don't really have a curve to them, that's when I would use an eyelash curler. If you have a really good curl to your lash, I rarely ever use them on a client. It's only if I have someone whose lashes are sticking straight out, and then I'll use the curler. And what you want to do is look straight forward. And if you're in a mirror and you don't really have great vision like myself, you can kind of tilt your head back. I normally wear glasses when I'm doing clients, just for the record. I keep talking about my vision. You guys are probably like, how does she do makeup? I wear my glasses with my clients. But you can tilt your head back and then do the eyelash curler that way. My ultimate favorite eyelash curler is Shu Uemura. That's my favorite. Sephora has a really great eyelash curler too. I'm actually shocked I don't have it. I have numerous makeup bags, so I grabbed a couple and I don't want to leave and come back, but you can use it that way. There's also a half lash eyelash curler that works really good that I use sometimes on my outer lashes too. But yes, you can totally use an eyelash curler. It's just not something that I personally use a lot. And we can go through that in another class if you guys want. I'm more than happy to, but they're fun. They help. All right, I'm gonna keep going with this. So technically that was kind of one coat. And if you guys can you see the difference? One coat, just from doing the top of the top and the bottom of the top. That's all I did so far. So once again, on this side, it's the top of the top lash. I'm gonna tip it again. And then the bottom of the top lash. I'm just going a little quicker. And the reason why I do one eye and then I go over to the other eye is to let this one dry a little bit. I'm just gonna take a sip of my drink. All of a sudden, I feel like I got a cough. Okay, hold on 1 second, you guys. Okay. All right, then I'm gonna go back in on those top lashes. So for me, I'm not gonna bore you, but I do this around like 4 different times. Okay. So you can never have too much mascara, just for the record. You can quote me on that. Okay, so at that point, what I do is I'll let that dry a little bit and I will go into the bottom lash line, especially because we put all of that product on the bottom, and this part I can do rather quickly. I like to just focus on a little bit on the bottom, only because throughout the day, you don't want the product to kind of move around. So what I do, if you kind of see my motion there, I'm shimmying it on the actual hairs on the bottom there. That's how I don't touch the skin, if that's making sense at all. So I just shimmy. Shimmy. Rather than painting down, I shimmy back and forth. And they're gonna catch something. And then shimmy. And then I turn it this way and shimmy. And I know we're getting close to the end here and I wanna take questions. So I'm gonna stop there and I will take all the questions. Oh, actually really quick, I just wanna go over this one other step. That mascara that I got on me right there, if you guys can see that, and I think my Q-tips are back there, of course. Literally, you just take a Q-tip and it flicks right off. And I'll grab my Q-tip in a second, but as the questions are coming in, but you could just flick that right off. So let it dry, finish your whole look first, then go back and you can flick it, okay? Now I'm ready for questions. If you guys have any.
No, we just have a comment. Angelique
Oh.
has such great energy from Lorena.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I could talk forever about makeup, ladies, so you have to stop me. It's bad. I'll keep going. I did want to mention one other thing though, because like I said, my face was already done prior to me doing the eye makeup. So I'm a fan. Every makeup artist is different, but I'm a fan of actually, if you're going to go heavy with your eye makeup, I would do my eye makeup first and then do my foundation, concealer, blush after that, just for the record. If I'm keeping it more of a lighter eye, like when you saw me in the beginning, I would do the face makeup first and then the eye after. So you can do it either way. It's based upon preference. But for reasons like this little mascara glob that I'm gonna have to clean up, that's why I would have done my face probably afterwards. But it's preference. Let me grab the Q-tip really quickly. I have it right here, sorry. You guys would actually love this if you're a pro makeup artist. This is from Cosmetics. This is a really great brand as well. They usually sell directly to makeup artists, but I have a feeling right now they're selling to anyone, and their deals are really good. So if you can see it, if you've attended my classes, you've totally seen it before, but it's all disposable. I love it. It's so good. So I'm gonna pick out, this is a pointed Q-tip. If you don't have these, you need to get them, especially if you're trying more of like the winged liner or if you're trying new techniques. These little guys will change your life. On another call, we'll have to try to do a wing liner so I can show you guys how to do it with these. They clean up everything. They're amazing. So literally, I let that dry, right? I'm just going in. It came off. That's it. Don't freak out. I'm telling you, don't freak out. It's on my Q-tip. That's it. There's a little bit more. Okay, a little bit over there. That's it. So I hope that helped you guys. And at the very, very end, I'm a huge fan of setting spray. I have some here. Let me grab it. So the one I have, this one is from Lime Life. Skindinavia is also a really great brand. Tarte has a great one. Makeup Forever, or does Makeup Forever has a great one too. So literally, you just spray this on your face. Breathe it in, and it's amazing. I love setting spray. So this is a great product too because it sets everything. It's almost like hairspray, but for your makeup. All right. So I'm open to questions, you guys. Feel free. You can always reach out to me at any time. If you're on Instagram, I'm at Angelique Makeup or at Breakups to Makeup. That's my brand. I'm wearing the shirt if you guys see it. Breakups to Makeup. And if you're on Facebook, it's the same, at Angelique Makeup or at Breakups to Makeup.
We have a question here, but I don't know. It says, sorry, what was that again?
Oh, this,
Yes.
I'm assuming setting spray. So at the very, very end of your makeup application, you just spray this on your face and it sets everything in. It's almost like hairspray for your makeup. So that's what setting spray. Any other questions, you guys?
What color of lipstick do you like for the spring? For the spring.
What I'm wearing. All right, so I love anything that's like champagne-y, that kind of matches my highlight on my face a little bit. I have on right now, I can show you the type of color that it is. Ooh, that just fell on my computer. This one is called Humble. If you see here, it's almost like it's a very neutral color. Whenever I do like more of an intricate eye, I like to keep the lip a little bit more toned down. But I am a red lip girl too. And if you've attended my seminars before, you see I rock a red. I love red. But for the spring, that kind of shadow I showed you, that pop of pink, it's beautiful for the lip area too. Anything bright. And cream lipsticks are all the rage right now. So it's all about that creaminess, that creamy texture. So any type of cream lipstick with a pop of color. I love lipstick. I can do any brand really.
I have another question. Where do you start your eyebrows?
Okay, so brows, that's a whole nother class. But It's basically the same thing what I did with the lower lash line. So with your brows, wherever you first place the brush is going to deposit the most amount of color. Most of us are missing hairs from the middle to the end. So I start off in the middle area, filling it in there, and then I bring it to the end area. And if you ladies want, we can totally do a whole brow, because brows are their own beast, right? So, but as far as like starting it off, that's where I would start it. And I would use that same brush that I used for the pop of color. That one I won't do it because there's color in here, but right in there. So you dip the brush in the powder and you place it there. That's where I start.
I have another question.
Yeah.
How do you, hold on. Let me see. How do you, hold on. How do you set your lips? I like frosted lipstick and it tends to go away.
Yeah. Lip liner. Lip liner will change your life. So I actually brought a little arsenal with me because I had a feeling we're going to get some questions on that. I always do. So you guys see here, these are the lip liners that I tend to carry with me color-wise. So what I do is I match whatever liner I use matches whatever product I'm going to use. So for me, these two on the bottom here are the more nude neutral ones. I always put those on before putting anything else on. So you want to buy a lip liner that basically matches your own lip color. Apply that first. It serves almost like a primer for your lip, but it also helps to keep the product on throughout the day. With frosty lipsticks, the consistency tends to rub off because it is a frost. So if you put a lip liner that has a creamier consistency underneath it, the product's going to stay on longer. And side note, I love a frost too, so I feel you. So use a lip liner first. It's going to change your life. And the best lip liners for me, I love anything that that's almost like a kohl without the pencil sharpener that you can kind of wind up and down, up and down.
Good. Let me see. Now here, just have a comment. Yes to a brow session, please, and thank you.
Yes, I know, brows, especially now. Oh my gosh, don't even look at my brows. But we can go over tips on how to cover the hair that we can't get off right now.
Yes. So. Says, thank you. I love this class. So many great tips. Everybody enjoy all the tips that you have. So one. Need a class to cover up blemish. Thank you.
Yes. Gotcha. It's concealer. We'll use concealer, but it's a different process. But yeah, we can totally do. If you guys were attending the classes before, the reason why we went with more of the eye focus is because we kind of touched upon things when we were gathering together at the library. But yes, blemishes are definitely a thing. I have a bunch. They're covered right now. Concealer is my best friend.
Good. Oh, let me see. Just looking at. Hold on a minute. I'm just going through the questions.
It's fine, please.
Any more questions? One new message. Let me see. Everybody's saying, I love the class. I love the class.
Thank you guys. And I'm always here for you. Honestly, like if you follow me on social media, any questions you have, I answer them usually within the hour if I can, unless I'm on set, but I'm not on set right now. So it's all good. I'm here for any questions you have. I love answering questions. And I know how intimidating makeup can be. And I want to change that for you. It shouldn't be intimidating. It should just be fun. We should just be having fun.
Okay, someone is writing up a question. So
okay, sounds good. While she's writing, do you mind if I say something else very quickly? I had bought another color to show you guys, which is a staple color of mine. And you can tell because it's like almost gone. This one is called, I think it's called Tempting from MAC, but I just want to show you the actual color. This is another color that I tend to always go with in the spring and summer if I'm trying to do more of a smoky eye. Rather than a black, rather than a gray, something fun like this changes it to more of a brighter smoky eye, which is great as a trend for the spring and the summer. I just wanted to mention that as well.
Okay, it says here, I have a question now, let's see. If you do smoky eyes about under eyes are dark and try to cover it up, and then you are doing smoky eyes, let me see, okay. Hold on, let me just read it again.
No, it's fine.
You do smoky eyes about under eyes that are very dark, if that sounds good.
I understand, I think.
My under eyes are dark and try to cover it up, doing smoky eyes.
Yes. So yes, you can do that, but you definitely want to make sure to color correct under your eye first. So if you feel as though you have a lot of darkness underneath your eye area, the first step actually, well, you'd want to do, and you're doing a smoky eye, you want to do the smoky eye first. And then when you go and put on your foundation and concealer, color correction is going to be key for you. Because if you do the smoky eye and you feel as though your dark circles are showing more when you put that light concealer on, it's because you didn't color correct first. So you just don't want to go in with a lighter concealer. You want to color correct first and then go in with that lighter concealer. So there's an extra step in there that you want to do.
Good. Any recommendation for the brushes? What
Yeah,
type of brushes?
Yeah, did they say for what specifically or just in general?
In general.
Okay, so I mentioned Morphe. Morphe has really great affordable brushes. Crown, like a crown on your head, has really great affordable brushes as well. I'm not gonna lie, I usually spend a lot of money on, not, I shouldn't say a lot of money, like making it right now. Like I invest in my brushes only because I am a makeup artist and those are basically like my second hand. So I do love MAC brushes. I also, I'm trying to think what other brushes I really, really love. Hakuto is another one, but it's super expensive. For makeup artists, we tend to use those, but I'll go with the Morphe, I'll go with the Crown brushes. You'll be surprised. You can get some really good brushes like that. This blush brush that I showed you guys in the beginning, this one's Crown. This one's from Crown and I love it. I use it for a year, get rid of it, I'll buy a new one. Whereas like my MAC or my Hakuto brushes last years. So that's kind of the difference. Also, Sonia Kushak at Target has really great brushes as well. For me, I just look at the fluffiness of the brush and I look at the handle. I like smaller handles. I like smaller brushes. So when I'm buying brushes, that's usually what I look at.
Very good. Let me see. Well, I don't see any other question.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't see any other question.
Okay.
Everybody said, thank you for the class. I love the class. Great tips, great information. Okay, so
you're welcome. And I just want to say, everybody, please stay safe out there. And I know we're going to get through this. We're in this together. You're not alone. Any questions, you just reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm just so happy that you came and you joined in. And I hope you had some fun tonight.
It was great. Thank you, Angelique.
You're welcome.
Fun. Okay.
Good. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for everything.
All right. Bye.
Elizabeth?